Termites. Fire! This is episode 71. How exciting is that? I still have my Christmas hat on because when I'm taping this, it's not New Year's Eve. It's like the Wednesday before that. So I'll just say Happy New Year, assuming we're all going to make it to Saturday. Right? That's
a little morbid stuff.
No, it's still a Happy New Year. This is why I still have my Christmas tree. Here's some of the ornaments you guys have sent. I have some on my real tree. I haven't taken a video of my real tree because I haven't even had time because I haven't even been home. There's a little Bud Light ornament. There's an angel somebody sent, little Irish angel, and then the paddles. So this is staying up. Well, this will be the last episode, and then I'll have to take it down. So many things, termites. So many things. First of all, you know what made me laugh? I got a Christmas card from the Delta Sky Club. That's how much. That's how often. I got one from the Atlanta one, and I know all the ladies at work. It's almost all women. At least the one at the bar. Yeah, Yvonne. Shout out to Yvonne in Atlanta. And then I got one from the Nashville one, and I know these people too. They're all my little friends. I've never gotten a Christmas card from a Sky Club, and Delta's the only Sky Club I belong to because if I fly American, I'm not allowed into the Admirals Club.
Because you hate them.
It's not because I hate them. They hate me back. They started it. I didn't start it. It's a mutual, I don't want to be on your... Not all the time. They were fine for a while. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
COVID.
No, it was way before COVID. So that made me laugh. Thank you, Delta, if you're out there listening. A lot of people I know are stuck in airports. My friend Bob being one of them. Yeah, he went up to Portland, and then this is the thing, they just go, you've been rebooked tomorrow night. Well, I mean, for people that are, we're used to this, fine, I can deal with that. But like you do that shit to my parents, it's just not right. Yeah, it's like you need to help them more than sending them an email going, you've been rebooked for tomorrow. They don't know where they're going, how they left their rental car, if they had. It's just, I won't go back into it. I get too mad. What are we trying? You know what? You want to talk about doing the work of the Lord? I'm going to drink this for you guys so you never have to. It's Mountain Dew Flamin Hot. You excited? Oh, look at the color. Oh my God. Regular Mountain Dew looks like antifreeze. This looks like orange antifreeze. Oh my God. I'm going to do it. Oh God. I don't understand real Mountain Dew, really. I don't like it. I don't know. I like that. What's the one? Squirt? That's fine. But Squirt? What? Squirt's everywhere. That's disgusting. But maybe it's for the children. I don't know. That's in my shaman, my trader glass. What are we really drinking? A little Monterey beer, the locals lager since 1995 from Salinas, California. That's the brewery. Yes, this was muled home by myself. I muled that home because it looked tasty. And I thought, yeah, I'll try it. This is something I think everybody should know about. So my friend Kathy in Atlanta, the one in the Fantasy Football League that only likes the Saints, I think these were probably Halloween items, but she sent them to me. They have mini Haribo gummy bear bags.
Oh, cool.
These are the only bears I'll eat. Haribo bears. Any other gummy bear? Niet. I will not do it. Because once you've had the Haribo ones from Turkey, and then there's a Haribo gummy factory in Wisconsin, because I passed it on the highway and went, holy shit, could this steak get any better? They have cheese, they have pretzels, they have beer, they have bratwurst, and now my favorite gummy. But look at how great these are for traveling, because if you open the big bag and you don't seal it right, they get very hard and they will break your crowns and mess up all your teeth. And I'm so excited because look how many she sent. This is like a year's worth of bears. I know I can't. It kind of makes me excited to fly again. That's when I get excited. And I'm supposed to be flying out to California to do that Kelly Clarkson show. If that's still a thing, I don't know what's happening with COVID. Everybody's off this week, so nobody tells me shit. I don't know. Am I supposed to? I gotta find something to wear if I'm doing it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there won't be a studio audience. Maybe no one will care. Maybe it'll be normal. Who knows? Who cares? It's still the holidays. Let's try a Buffalo Wing Cheez-It, shall we?
Let's do it.
You know how I feel about this. No. Don't mess with the regular Cheez-Its.
You don't have to.
Well, I've already made my feelings clear. Just repeating them. Let's see. No.
What you doing with your Mountain Dew? They're the same color.
No. No. You took a perfect thing and made it less perfect.
That's nasty.
You don't taste buffalo wings. No. That's a big no. That's going down below.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the kids will eat them. Also, a termite. It's pretty cool. This termite's Laura. Laura, you know who you are. Sent a nice card and sent Duke's mayonnaise since I've never had it in my life.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess it's a deep south thing. I don't know. How did I never see it? Never saw it in, like, I don't know, Tennessee? Where is it? Like in the Carolinas? Where do they make Duke's? Duke's mayonnaise.
I'll let you taste.
Yeah, I can't read it. Virginia. Richmond. One of the towns that's a boom town that I would move to.
Yep.
All right, hold on.
Oh, they have merch.
Duke's does?
Yep.
Mayonnaise has merch? Does Miracle Whip have merch? I'd buy theirs.
It's cheap.
They probably know we can't afford it. That's why we're eating Miracle Whip.
Totally.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of Miracle Whip and Hellman's.
Southerners don't fuck around.
Southerners do not fuck around when it comes to how's your mayonnaise. I could eat that straight. That's really good. Wow. 5 stars on Duke's. I gotta put this back in the fridge. Wow. I may make my rye dip with that. Oh, delicious with that. I gotta go get some Duke's. If I can find it. I'm also gonna be trying here. We've had Ken's Steakhouse, which is in Massachusetts, up by my friend who? Kelly McFarland's house. But she knew it when I called it out. I've had their regular ranch, but this is, quote, Buttermilk ranch. So let's put it.
You need more.
No, I know I need more ranch. 5 stars.
Really?
It's great. Wow. I could just sit here like an animal and eat out of cardboard.
You don't give anything 5 stars.
I know, I don't give anything 5 stars. When you hit it, you hit it. Duke's nailed it. Ken's Buttermilk Ranch, I'm sure it has 1,000,000 calories, but we're not talking about that. Right. Here, I'll even put it up front for the whole episode. So they get a little free ad. We'll take the Delta Sky Club people. Love you bunches, Delta. Mwah! These are all my little friends. When I go in there at 5 in the morning and go, can I have a screwdriver? Nobody judges. Sometimes I have to teach the person. Because sometimes the person back there isn't a bartender, and especially during COVID, it's like, I don't know, somebody that just works there, and I'm like, hey, can you make a screwdriver? And they're like, I don't know. I can tell you 2 seconds so easy. See that vodka? Pour it in there. See that orange juice? Boom, you just became a bartender. I can't tell you how many times I've had to teach the ones. But they're, very happy to go along. We're getting this out of the way. This was disgusting. But I don't even like regular Mountain Dew. Kathy's gummy bears it's little things like this that make me excited to go back on the road. Just when I get tired of the road, I go, yeah, but I have mini gummy bears in tiny packages. Go ahead, delay that flight. I don't give a shit. I'll eat them all. Those are really good with vodka. They're not good with beer.
Gummy bears?
Yeah. A vodka cranberry and some gummy bears?
You could marinate them.
You're well on your way. Telling you, it's the little things that keep the road moving. Duke's, I'll put them out here too. Little advertisement. How about that for free advertising? Calories 100. And I don't even know how much. Want to know what's in a serving? I don't know, and I don't care.
Maybe Duke's will sponsor your tour.
Duke's mayonnaise, you want to? How about the special? Now this is very interesting. We'll do a few termite things here before we get to it. This person, but they didn't sign it. Thanks for being funny and second business embellishing these bags. I wanted you to have one. But shit, I lost the outer card. Well, whoever did it will know. It's Ponte Verde. Or no, where'd the mayonnaise come from?
Ponte Verde.
Ponte Verde. I say that wrong, but whatever.
Well, no, that came from Ponte Verde.
This did. Mm-hmm. Look at that. It's a seahorse. It's like a magical looking box. I'm trying to think of what I can put in here on the road just so I can have it in my suitcase.
I'm sure you'll put everything in.
It's a seahorse. Well, I could put my, I don't know, but thank you, Termite. I got that. And then this one made me laugh.
Thank you, Termite.
This person.
Thank you, Termite.
This person, Termite. Hold on. I'll tell you their name. Let me go. This is from Monterey. This is from Pat and Christine. Pat and Christine, got you. They give me a little Pismo Beach. Doesn't that look California-y? Yeah, a little tie-dye. Love it. Playing cards, which I could have used over Christmas, and nobody flipping had any because my siblings' children. Oh, great. Let's play with 38 cards. Okay, great. This is going to be awesome. And then this mask made me laugh.
How many are in a deck?
Team Termite, established 2020. Right?
Yeah, you were.
I thought COVID was going to be over, so I never made any mask like everybody else did, but this is very cute. I guess you can make individual things. I don't even know how all that works. I know how to get Pubcast shirts, and they're sold out. I didn't think that would happen that quickly again, termites. I'm really super glad, but I guess we'll make different ones.
We're going to make
Some for St. Patrick's Day. Right. And then I'll try to make more so they don't sell out, and then I have to do a second run, and then the people yell at me.
Nobody should yell.
Well, they become, I wouldn't call it yelling. I would call it, it's a condescending reprimand, if you will. Well, you know, Kathleen, we had advised. Yeah. Let's get to it, termites. Update! Oh my God. The two killer monkeys captured in India after the revenge massacre of they killed 250 dogs. But here's my question. How do you know it was these two? I don't think it's fair to peg it on these two. I've seen pictures of the monkeys. There's thousands of them.
Maybe they caught them doing it.
Fine. So they caught those two. If I was those two monkeys, if I was their attorney, I'd say perhaps they did kill the two you saw them killing. But what about the 248 that they didn't kill? You don't know. Maybe more monkeys should be arrested.
True.
2 monkeys were reportedly captured in India for killing some 250 dogs in a murderous revenge massacre after pooches killed one of their babies. Well, I hope the dogs have learned their lesson.
One of the babies.
One of the babies.
One of the babies.
As my little sister used to say when she was little, my bubbles. When she was little, you go, how many babies are you going to have? 5 bubbles. 5 bubbles. 5 bubbles. She ended up having 3 bubbles, not 5 bubbles. The primate perps allegedly slaughtered the dogs by dragging them to the tops of buildings, we know all this, and trees in Lavul village, about 300 miles east of Mumbai, and dropping them, this is hard to read, it's very tiny, to their deaths. 2 monkeys involved in the killing of the many puppies have been captured by the Nagpur Forest Department team in Bede. But the monkeys won't exactly face criminal charges over the mass murder. Rather, they were shipped off to Nagpur to be released in a nearby forest. Yeah. Even if I saw him doing it, you know, is it revenge or is it defense? Maybe it thinks if those dogs will go up, it'll kill more monkeys. Maybe. Same. Yeah, we know what they did. We don't have any proof. I just don't know how you peg it on 2. I've seen the pictures. There's tons of them. In one image of the animal war, a tiny dog can be seen in the clutches of a primate at the edge of the building. Oh God.
Yeah, no.
The villagers tried to take action themselves and wrangle the slippery animals, but the monkeys then turned their sights on local men, some of whom were injured after falling from buildings where they're trying to save the dogs.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Oh.
So next time you're at the monkey exhibit at your local zoo, where my brother is right now, with his one kid who loves sloth, and there's a petting thing you can get for Christmas. You can go spend 30 minutes with a sloth, somehow connected to the St. Louis Zoo. And I didn't even talk about, did you guys have a good Christmas? I had a great Christmas. If you didn't see it on my Instagram, I posted a picture of my brother. His brother-in-law sent from Philly, the boys, a human hamster wheel. And it's so great. But I think my brother's going to pop it.
What?
He said it gives him too much anxiety. I mean, I hope none of them are listening to this. I know Kevin and Thomas aren't old enough to listen to a podcast, but little Patrick, if you're listening, don't tell them. If it ends up popped somehow in the garage, that would be Uncle Pat. He can't take it. I couldn't either. What's crazy is when you watch The one on my Instagram where they push him down in the hill and my sister's screaming, not in the woods. It's aiming right for the woods. And then it just took a right turn. I guess the landscape. But then he just went out of frame. I just stood there filming. I didn't help. I didn't do shit. Nobody did anything. We were just like, oh, well, that's the end of the ride. Yeah. And then some termite on Twitter sent me, well, it could have been worse. And there was a YouTube link. Somewhere in Russia, they put these kids in a snow one. It's like built, I don't know, it's a giant human hamster ball. And they shove these, and there's a path. It looks like a bunny slope on a ski. Oh, ha, no problem. And the thing started going, and then it took a left turn and went off like an Alp. Oh, God. I think they died. I don't know the end of, I have to Google it some more, but it was highly disturbing. I picture them doing it in the street, though, in a car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think it was fun for a minute.
We'll put it in the show notes.
And he had a snow machine. Because you know what, people? I love how everybody's arguing about, is there really such thing as global warming? Look, I don't know why there is. But yeah, it was 72 in Missouri on Christmas. Has that ever happened? Yet. No, it's not right. And my dad's like, I don't like it. He's marching around in his shorts. I'm like, shut up and try on your Lululemon pants I bought you. Come on. Well, they're going to be, everything's too long. I know what you're going to say, Dad. You'll go get them hemmed by that nice Russian lady you know. Just shut up and try on the pants. I don't like this. It doesn't feel like Christmas. Not in the Midwest. It should be cold. There should be snow. Maybe not snow per se every year, but it should be under 50. Really under 40. Yeah. More should be about 32. Yeah. 72. It was bizarre. We're out. Yeah. So the one kid really wanted to see snow. So somewhere my brother on Amazon or my sister-in-law, I don't know who found it. It's a snow machine. And if you go on my Instagram, when we got it all sorted out, we'll put it in the show notes. It looks great. I mean, it was even the kids when they got up, they're 8 and 6. They couldn't tell for a good full 2 minutes, I'd say, that it was actually fake snow. It's soap, but it does kind of linger. The soap lingers longer than like bubbly soap, so I don't really know what's in it. But who cares if it had? Tell them to put on goggles. Get out there in the snow. That, and then my brother-in-law, one of my brother-in-laws, he wasn't feeling that good. He didn't have COVID, allergies and all this shit. And he went and got a ping-pong table and, said, hey, first of all, does anybody else have anyone in their family who has an accent different than the entire family? And we just live to mock it. Anybody? Poor Matt. He goes, well, I'm just going to leave it in the box. And then on Christmas morning, and my sister goes, you can't leave it in the box. You can't give kids ping pong paddles and a ball and just say, go down and it's in a box. And he goes, well, I mean, she said, how long is it going to take to put together? And he goes, well, it says on the display. And all of us went, display? Oh, my God. And then we didn't stop. I'm like, where's your insurance? Poor guy. He already feels like shit. And we didn't stop. Well, it stopped everyone in their tracks. Did you just say display? Well, it says on the box and then display. It said an hour and a half. This is Dick's Sporting Goods. An hour and a half. And yes, an hour and a half if you have 8 guys and $700 worth of tools that you happen to have at your home. This project was ridiculous. And then I said, as he's laying underneath it, but I'm holding shit. And it took 4 of us to get it in the house and down. And I'm surprised no one got hurt.
Why 4?
Because it was that heavy. And it was $300. There's a cheaper one that's $100 that apparently way easier to install. That's what I would recommend if you're going to do it. The shitty kind. They're kids. They're not professional Chinese ping pong players in the Olympics.
They might be someday. Unless they have the good one.
Right, because they had the one that says Prince, like the tennis racket. Oh my God! It took. And then halfway through it, I said, "Was assembly offered on this deal?" Now do what, Kathleen? I said, could you have had someone come to this house? Because after we were done, I'm like, well, now we could put one together in an hour and a half, but not the first time. Now, if somebody paid me, yes, I could do your ping pong table in an hour and a half if I had Matt, another person, and $700 worth of tools. I mean, what a bunch of horses. I felt so bad for him. He did not feel good. And then I just kept going. As I just kept drinking beer, holding things, going, are you sure you don't have COVID? Are you sure? Yeah, Kathleen, I'm sure. Tell me about the display. It's relentless. That poor guy probably wants to leave the family on the first exit he can find when those kids are old enough.
Bye.
The display and your insurance. Emphasis on in. Did you have insurance? Insurance versus insurance. Or display. The display. All right, update. Oh, my God. I don't know about this. Makes me happy, makes me sad.
Okay.
So the Hard Rock is buying the Mirage for more than $1 billion. Now, I've worked at the Mirage for probably the past 15 years. I headline the main room there. It's about 1,200 seater. Love it. And I think we've talked about how much I love the Mirage. I don't need to go into that, especially its location. Bam! For $1 billion, they got the best location. So good on the Hard Rock people for knowing that. And it gets them, they've always been in Vegas, but they're off the Strip. And I've worked some Hard Rock shindigs on the road, Hollywood, Hollywood, Florida one. I think Tulsa I did one. And they've always been great. And they've always been really nice. It's just a sentimental thing where I feel like kind of makes me sad. They're going to pay $1 million to buy it. The company, which is owned by the Florida Seminole Indian tribe, said it would build a guitar-shaped hotel tower at the front of the 77-acre. I think it's 77 acres along this trip. While the entire property will be renamed Hard Rock Las Vegas. And I think they should put the volcano in the Las Vegas Museum. I don't think we should destroy the volcano.
You said you wanted to put it outside.
Yeah, I want to put it in the desert. You could drive out and watch it go off. Just you have cocktails and beer tents, and the volcano goes off. I have a whole picture of that. Anyway, I won't go. The Mirage was the first new strip resort in 15 years when it was opened by Steve Wynn in 1989. Kicking off a building boom in Las Vegas that lasted several decades. I remember when me and the other comedians went down there when it opened. Well, it was new to us, like 92 or something. And I remember seeing Steve Wynn, and there was a man who had his arm locked with his arm, and they were walking through the casino, and me and the other comedians were sitting there, and somebody goes, "Holy shit, is Steve Wynn gay?" Like, I didn't know that. And then I didn't know anything that was being talked about. And then the other comedian goes, "No, he's going blind, asshole." And I said, "Oh my God, he has a seeing eye person? He has a guide person instead of a dog? Wow, that's when you're really rich. Just get somebody in here."
Come on.
Normal people are getting a lab or a German Shepherd. No, I have Bob. Meet my guide dog. His name's Bob. It was just, I'll never forget that. And never forget, the Mirage is the only casino there that I feel like you're still outside. It feels like a jungle. The plants and it smells good. Not many of them smell that good. So it's been that long. Yeah. Anyway, Southern California's San Manuel Indian tribe is in the process of buying the off-strip Palms Casino Resort for $600 million from Red Rock Resorts. So the Palms is not on the Strip. I went there to do that celebrity poker show, and I don't need to go back.
No?
They filmed that show, Road Rules, there. And every club where it cost $1 billion to get in, and there's the children. The children are in line, miles deep. I want nothing to do with any of that. I mean, I don't care what they can do, whatever they want to do. But, like, I was in the casino and asked where the casino was. It's terrible. Wow. The guy goes, "You're in it." I go, "This is the whole casino?" It was like, I don't know, 4 blackjack tables. It was terrible. It's just not. It's for the party children. It's for the children. And you know what? Good. I'm glad they have a spot to go. That'll keep them away from the more adult-like places. Anyway, you know, everybody knows what the Hard Rock is. But some of their sites are super cool. Maybe they'll let me keep working there. I don't know how soon that's going to happen. I'm supposed to be there in June. I hope that happens. Oh, update. Tiny update. There's still no verdict in the Elizabeth Holmes trial. No verdict there. Now COVID's running crazy up there. And then she told him you have to work. The judge said you got to work through New Year's Eve. I wouldn't care. I don't care about New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and all that. But then you got football you're missing.
Yeah, that's what it's about for
Yeah, even the Irish Times was like, still no verdict in the as Elizabeth Holmes. So see, paddles, even the Irish Times cares. They want to know about Elizabeth Holmes. And you sit here and whine about the updates. The world is waiting, except for you. Those are just tiny updates because there's really no update. Except they're still debating. The Maxwell thing, I don't see how you can be confused. She did this for a lifetime. Right. Elizabeth Holmes, I could see you could say, well, she really believed it would all work. She didn't go buy, she didn't cash her stock out. There's an argument to be made. I don't buy it, but I could see it. But the Maxwell thing, come on. Anyway, moving on. Update to what? Our traders that invaded La Capitale. The oldest one who was there on January 6th. I like to hear what happened to him. Because watching that thing all that day, I thought, are you shitting me? Can you get away with this? This is insane. They're chasing old senators down hallways and you get bullshit. You can't break windows. You can't do this. I didn't think you could. And I thought if they get away with this shit, then we don't really have any rules anymore. And we don't really have any law and order. And that's what they like. That's the surprising. They're all about law and order and, the boys in blue. And yet you're the people breaking shit and hitting cops. And, okay, I'll settle down. The oldest rioter, an 81-year-old Army veteran. He was there. Wait till you hear why.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He's not going to be in that much trouble, but.
Because he's going to die soon.
He's been sentenced to 3 years probation. That's fine. He's an old guy. But, this would be my dad. Yeah. But my dad wouldn't do that. But I could see my dad, my dad flew to D.C. to protest against the Iraq War. But they did that when they were 65. And they came to my show at the same day and made me go protest against the Iraq War. And I said, you guys, here's the thing. You were supposed to protest in the 60s. Not when you're in your 60s, because she had a bad knee and had to sit down like every block. If I hadn't seen my dad run since I was probably 8, and I watched him run across a field, and I go, what is he doing? And my mom goes, I think he heard that Susan Sarandon's coming out over there. He thinks she's the most beautiful woman in the whole world. I'm like, oh, well, is he ever coming back? Or is he going to run elope with Susan Sarandon? That's fine. But to be 81, his name's Gary Wickersham. He told the judge he went to D.C. because he, quote, got bored sitting alone at home. And he pleaded for mercy, calling the trespassing a dark blot on an otherwise unblemished character. If I was the judge, I'd have to go, okay. But here, I wouldn't even have given him 3 years. I would have made him do something. I'm about making people do shit. Like something productive. Like, okay, he's an 81-year-old Army veteran. Okay, you served your country. You're 81. You had a bad day. You got mixed up. The widower at one point was caught on surveillance with a mob outside of Steny Hoyer's office, our Maryland representative. He has to do 90 days of home detention and 3 years of probation plus a $2,000 fine. The judge said, I appreciate what you've done here. I think you have led the way for others to recognize the jig is up. The 78-year-old judge who noted Wickersham was the first defendant I've had that's older than me in quite some time. The judge is 78.
I like it.
There are a lot of people out there that think some magic is going to happen when they go to trial. But when you see those tapes, I don't know what they're going to try. I wish you didn't stay there as long as you did. But when you saw what was going on, you left. And that's what I'm doing. What I'm doing. So he's saying, I'm giving you probation because you did wake up and went, holy shit, this is not the scene I thought, and left. So there's something to be said for that. The prosecutors argued for 4 months of home detention plus probation, but they asked to consider his age, blah, 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 blah. He went down there because he's bored and he had nothing to do. He's living alone within a 2-hour distance of Washington, D.C. What's amazing is how'd they find parking? How did he walk that far? Right. D.C., that is not necessarily easy.
It's not.
And a city block in D.C. seems like 8 goddamn miles. Mm-hmm. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, you want to go to the White House? It's just right over there. Right. 10 miles later, your legs are falling off. Where is it? His wife died in 2018, and he should have a chance to visit his so it's fine. But you know what? I don't know. There's got to be something that Gary could do that's productive besides making him sit home, especially as an Army veteran. I don't know. I don't have the time for it. I'm too busy doing a podcast. But somebody think of something.
Ask the termites.
Termites. What can we have them do? Something. That's what I mean. He shouldn't have been involved. He apologized. He left when it got ugly. A lot to be said for that. Allegedly. No, they have tapes. They have tapes of him leaving. Okay. Yeah, he actually left. Update! Oh, my God. So last week I told you guys about the time capsule they found in the Robert E. Lee statue. Well, turns out the first one wasn't even the real one. That's why the first one had nothing in it, really. Just bullshit. A couple wet letters. Then they found a second one, and this is the one that they had thought the first one was supposed to be. A second time capsule was found where Robert E. Lee statue once stood in Richmond, Virginia. A copper box was found beneath the pedestal below grade in a very wet area. Too soon to know whether water infiltrated the box. The box weighs 35 pounds. The second time capsule will be... Oh, did I not print out? Well, I didn't. So the second one, they open it up, and it does have a bunch of cool stuff. It's got coins. It's got a Bible. It's got a drawing of somebody overlooking Lincoln's casket. Yeah, I didn't print out the right article, but I did read it. And let's see, a letter, part of a Virginia newspaper. Yeah, it was the one they thought they were going to find, and then they didn't. Update. It's Mark Zuckerberg. You know how I don't like him? I hate Zuckerberg. And his name is just way too easy and childish to turn into Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan, have bought 110 acres of a former sugar plantation in the Hawaiian island of Kauai. I don't know. I can't. He owns already. I'll just keep reading. Okay. The agricultural lands includes most of the earthen Ka-Loka reservoir, which once unleashed hundreds of gallons of water in 2006 after its wall collapsed, killing 7 people, including a pregnant woman. The new land adds to the couple's 1,300-acre, $100 million luxury estate, which has made them the target of critics slamming them for them trying to colonize the island. Most of Zuckerberg's estate lies on protected agricultural and conservation land surrounding the couple's Hawaiian residence, Kulua Ranch. Hold on, though. This is why I can't stand this fucker. He spent $116 million in 2014 on 707 acres of land, which included most of Palia's beach and Kauai plantation, as well as 600 acres in April this year for $53 million. I mean, between him and Oprah, who's going to get to go to Hawaii anymore? Gail. Just Gail. Yeah. Gail King can go. Zuckerberg doesn't have any friends that we know of. I've never heard of a friend. It'd have to be a robot. I don't know about his wife. I don't know anything about her. She doesn't talk much. The couple plan to extend their work in farming, ranching, and conservation and wildlife protection on the now 1,400-acre estate. According to the local newspaper, the estate has a 6,100-square-foot house, 16-car garage. What? Well, I don't get that. You're on Kauai. Right. Why do you need 16 cars? You don't. Nope. Offices and security headquarters for Zuckerberg's $23 million security team. Come on. Well, he might need that. Mm-hmm. He's pissed off a lot of people. The other guy that owned it and the dam broke and killed a bunch of people, he had to go to prison for 9 years. He's dead now. But this is where I don't like him. He always does the worst thing possible first, but it's something he wants to do, but it's bad for everyone else. And then he'll correct it, but you have to catch him at it, and you have to nail him to the wall. His intentions are never good to begin with. They're shitty, and they're selfish. Zuckerberg and Chan have been accused of trying to colonize the island of Kauai. They were first scrutinized after they built a wall around his first Hawaiian estate, purchased in 2014, that blocked access to Pila's beach. I'm saying it wrong. Pilala. I don't know. Let's call it Let's just call it the beach. Okay. So he blocked the access. Like the rich people in Malibu try to do, which you're not supposed to do. And then they have fake security guards. They think they get to own the goddamn ocean. I mean, it's amazing. He was also accused of trying to force the tenant farmers from their historic plots. And then in 2017, he apologized in the local newspaper, explaining that he was abandoning his I can't speak. title actions, and that in the future he would work together with the community on a new approach. No, he won't. He just said it in the paper because somebody went, hey, man.
Yeah, you're a dick.
A petition was began last year to stop Mark Zuckerberg from colonizing Kauai, and it has now more than 1 million signatures. I wonder if you can sign up if you don't live there. I'll sign up.
I'll find out.
Yep, and then I'll get all my nieces and nephews to do it.
Oh, you can.
Can you?
Yep.
Great.
We'll put it in the show notes.
All right. Yeah. I don't understand how one person, they're allowed to just buy the best places on earth.
I don't get it.
Maybe I am a socialist. I don't think so. I'm not really a socialist, but I think there should be capitalism with regulations. You can't just let these people buy a whole goddamn beach and say nobody can go on it.
Right.
That's not right. Okay.
What would you do? Give them the death penalty.
Oh, here's the stuff they found in the time capsule. I did do it. You guys should hear it. Items include an 1860. This is a time capsule. 1865 edition of Harper's Weekly magazine with a clear image of a figure weeping over Abraham Lincoln's grave in Cathcart. A Bible with a coin stuck to it, and a Richmond directory. Oh, in case you want to call somebody from 1865 or visit them. They found newspapers, books, coins, and letter. A Minie ball. M-I-N-I-E. What's that? Ball? Oh, it's a type of bullet commonly used in the American Civil War.
Yeah.
Oh, was also discovered.
Looks like a bullet.
It's kind of cool. If you go online, you can see them opening it, and it's pretty interesting. 1865, pretty old.
That's cool.
Yeah. Moving on. Moving on to news. How am I doing here? Great. A runaway buffalo roams the streets of
What is
suburban.
going on with this?
I don't know, of suburban Cary, and this is not far from Chicago. Inspiring social media posts, art, and Sasquatch comparisons. Maybe that's what the guy in Illinois saw.
Yeah.
Driving through Cary on a pitch black November night. Maybe should I do it like Keith Morrison?
Yeah.
Nobody does it better than my friend Kelly, but I'll try a second bit. Driving through Cary on a pitch black November night. Lisa Booth spotted two wide eyes spaced, shining brightly on the side of the road. She slowed down and pulled over, just in time to see an 800-pound buffalo ambling away. Now I'll go back to my real voice. I sincerely had to look at my son and say, are we dreaming this? That would be an American buffalo that escaped from a Wakanda farm in September has remained on the lam ever since and is making herself in the Cary area, an hour northwest of Chicago. This is only an hour northwest of Chicago. There's a loose buffalo. With citizens posting videos on her Facebook along with jokes and statements of support, a local artist has painted a portrait of the bovine, dubbed Billy by her fans. They've named her Billy.
Really, I like it.
Yeah. Island Lake Police Office posted video of an officer's encountered with our beloved Island Lake bison, who is proved as elusive as Sasquatch. As the owners search for their buffalo has proceeded through farms and forest preserves with the McHenry County Conservation District, at one point even deploying a drone. Yeah, that'd be a good way to find her. Billy's legend has grown. Fans marvel at her feat. She appears to have crossed the Fox River, as well as her outlaw spirit, her love of freedom, and her penchant for surprise appearances. I never thought in a million years there'd be some giant animal running around the suburbs like this, said Nicole Campbell, a local artist who painted Billy. Island Lake Police said they've asked local residents to obey speed limits and stay alert to avoid hitting Billy. Billy's co-owner, Comstock of Milk and Honey Farmstead in Wakanda, asked that the public steer clear of the buffalo, although taking a photo from a distance is fine. Buffalo escapes have been reported in other states, including New York and Nebraska, and a Canadian runaway named Freddie inspired a song.
What? I don't know.
Billy escaped in September when she and her sister, both under a year old, were delivered to Milk and Honey, a chemical-free farm and co-op, according to another of her co-owners. Billy escaped when she was released from the trailer. Her sister was unloaded successfully and has adjusted well to life on the farm. The second buffalo has enthusiastically bonded with a herd of cows, even trying to mimic their behaviors, such as rolling on the ground. Billy stayed in the area for a while near a large farm to the north, but as the weather grew colder, she headed south to Cary, where the McHenry Conservation has kept an eye out for her. There was a sighting last week. They laid out bait. Nothing. She's evaded capture. Oh my God. Yeah, they've even set up a Facebook page and stuff. Some guy took a video of them, but how are you going to catch it? And they can run fast.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, if they decide. They have a it's just fun. You should Google the pictures of it. I won't keep reading it. You get the idea. There is a buffalo loose an hour northwest of Chicago.
That's crazy.
I know. And then I was thinking, do I have any gigs up that way? Not coming up. Unless she walks to Ohio or Pennsylvania.
You could send Dax up there.
Yeah, I could send my friend Dax. He's down in Rockford. Okay.
That's funny.
This is exciting because I'm a nerd about finding shit. So during COVID, these people in England were out walking around in their fields. I guess they were bored. And they have found a remarkable Roman mosaic found in a Rutland field. And nothing has been found like this of the Roman Empire in over 100 years. It was a family rambling through fields during lockdown that led to an oh wow moment, the discovery of a Roman villa complex containing a rare mosaic depicting Homer's The Iliad, now thought to be one of the most remarkable and significant finds of its kind in Britain. Wow. These people had a great pandemic.
They did.
Wow, what'd you do? I found a Roman mosaic depicting the Iliad.
What'd you do?
The mosaic, the first example found in the UK, displaying scenes from the Greek epic poem, and the only one of a handful across Europe, was found beneath a farmer's field in Rutland. It is now protected by the Department for Digital, Cultural Media and Sport on the advice of Historic England. The site was discovered by Jim Irvine, son of the landowner Brian Naylor, during the 2020 lockdown. It has been investigated. It lies within an elaborate villa complex encompassing a host of structures and buildings. He was walking through and he saw pottery. But here's my thing. How did that not get seen for all these years? Or did you just think somebody left a weird cup in your field? It's weird. A ramble through the fields with family turned into an incredible discovery. Finding some unusual pottery among the wheat piqued my interest and prompted further investigative work. Later, looking at the satellite imagery, I spotted a very clear crop mark, as if someone had drawn on my computer screen with a piece of chalk. This really was the oh wow moment in the beginning of the story. It's huge, too. Wow. The villa is surrounded by what appeared to be barns, circular structures, and a possible bathhouse. Human remains were also found in the rubble. Oh, my God. Covering the mosaic, which were likely interred after the building was no longer occupied. How great is that? Yeah, we got to show note that so you can go look at what they've found. It's amazing. Then I wonder, like, all these fields I traipsed through in Ireland to go look at a little historical beehive or something. Not real. It's not a real a beehive. Cool. In Ireland is a tiny little circular hut where the tiny people as short as me or shorter lived. It's not like a beehive. Not like there's no bees up there. But, you know, people in Ireland, like on the Southwest, they'll go, I've got beehives. You want to see them? It's €5. Be careful. And they just send you on your way. There's nothing. Which is great. There's no bullshit. There's no rules you have to follow. No papers you have to sign. You're on your own. Be careful. If you fall down the hill, they don't give a fuck. No. Go ahead. Sue me. Try. You won't. You know. But I wonder how much stuff is like just loose out there that nobody has found yet. That's just amazing to me. Hold on. Oh, this is crazy. I'm kind of obsessed with Pompeii.
I know.
Okay?
Google alert for Pompeii.
I don't love it. People died. I just can't imagine. Even that movie was good. A little hokey. Yeah. Nonetheless, I liked it. Okay. Is this from... I really do love National Geographic's website, too, by the way.
Yeah.
If you get sick of the news, the bullshit news, the regular bullshit, it's just a good departure. The skeleton of a Roman vaporized just steps from the sea as he fled the Mount Vesuvius eruption in 79 AD. They found a skeleton, and you know what the mistake he made was? He looked back. But wait, how would you not be tempted? Of course you'd be tempted to look back and go, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
I would be very tempted to walk back.
You would.
I mean, to look back. But archaeologists discovered the skeletal remains of a man killed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, offering new insights into one of the most famous volcanic eruptions in history. The man, who researchers believe was between 40 and 45 years old, was killed just steps from the sea. He almost made it to the ocean.
That's awful.
But I don't know if he would have lived in the ocean anyway. As soon as that lava gets in there, you can't swim that fast. You can't swim away from running lava.
No, God.
No. You'd have to have a boat and like an hour head start.
Yeah, but it crystallizes as soon as
It crystallizes? See, this is what happens when you don't know science.
Yeah.
It does stop, but I've seen it in Hawaii. It goes out pretty far before it stops.
On top of the other crystallized lava.
Right. Exactly.
Have a drink and think about it.
He was carrying a wooden box containing a ring, which could have been his most prized possession. The eruption nearly 2,000 years ago has destroyed several major Roman cities, including Pompeii and Herculaneum. Herculaneum never gets any press. It's always about Pompeii. You know, a lot of people that died in Herculaneum are probably like, this is bullshit, man. All they ever talk about is Pompeii. Like, we died too. The remains were discovered during excavations in October, and an archaeologist released several images for the first time on Wednesday. The last moments here were instantaneously terrible, Francesco.
Yeah, of course.
It was 1 a.m. when the pyroclastic surge produced by the volcano reached the town for the first time. 1 in the morning. So everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
Everybody went to their night-night. Well, I'm sure you heard shit. I'm sure they've been up since probably 11, if you were asleep. With a temperature of 300 to 400 degrees, or even according to some studies, 500 to 700 degrees, a white-hot cloud that raced towards the sea at a speed of 100 kilometers, 60 miles per hour. So it's going 60 miles an hour.
Wow.
Which was so dense that it had no oxygen in it.
Wow.
Which would be the same said of the lake my friend Dave took me to ice fish in the UP. And hey, Dave, here's the thing. I don't know shit about science. And I'll sit out here and drink beer with you in this blue clam all day long, this shelter. But if there's no oxygen in this lake, there's no fish. The man's bones were stained red from blood, Cyrano told the outlet. Yeah. Oh, my God. Because of combustion caused by the flow of magma, ash, and gas. They would have burnt off all of his clothing and vaporized his flesh. Death would have been instantaneous. The remains were surrounded by heavy carbonized wood, including a roof beam that could have crushed his skull. Why was there a roof beam if he's that close to the sea? As Keith Morrison would say, I don't know. Does this add up?
It's a lake bar.
Yeah, maybe it was a lake bar. Unusually, the skeleton was facing upwards, suggesting that he had turned to face the onrushing cloud of hot gas and volcanic matter. Most of the people we found here at Herculaneum were face down, maybe because he was trying to reach a boat, and he turned because he heard the roar of the cloud racing towards him at 60 miles an hour. Yeah, that'd get your head to turn around. The remains were found in an area where 300 people were unearthed in fishermen's shelters in the 1980s, likely awaiting a possible rescue by the fleet of Pliny the Elder. I wouldn't count on him.
No.
Who's coming to save us? Pliny?
Pliny.
Researchers are now puzzled over the man's identity and wondering why he was not sheltering with the others. They suggest he could have been a rescuer or a soldier helping people escape to the sea. Alternatively, he could have been a fugitive who left with the group trying to get on a rescue ship. They always do this play. Like, what do we, they find some guy in a ditch with a ring and they go, he could have been royalty, could have been a thief and stole a ring. Like, we don't even need to decide. Some experts have suggested he was not a rich man, evidenced by the ring he was carrying. Yeah, let's examine that. Is it fancy? The ring is reddish, meaning iron, but there is something green inside the box, which could be bronze. The box looked like it was used to keep change, and if that's all he was carrying, he may not have been rich. Traces of the fabric in the stone indicated the wooden box was once stored in a bag. Thousands of years ago, Herculaneum was a seaside town favored by wealthy Romans. The ancient town now lies beneath the modern Italian city of Colana.
Hello, Kalana.
I can't say it. I can't pronounce that. Look at this tiny paperclip. What a piece of shit this one is. Why am I out? It's terrible. I have a lot of discoveries. You want to hear what Nostradamus is going to say about 2022?
Yep.
I might have to end on that. Why? Well, because I don't know. I'm looking. Well, I don't know. I have a lot of discoveries, but I don't want to overload on discoveries because people get bored. Well, I'm super excited about this, but no one else will care.
I care.
They found super crazy dinosaurs in Missouri.
Oh my god, the termites don't care.
Well, no,
The
here.
termites don't care!
All right, I got it. Okay. I care, but I feel like I've done a lot of, okay, this is great. Who knew? I don't think of my state as being dinosaur territory. I mean, I guess everywhere was, but it's not like Canada. If you go up to Calgary and they had the biggest dinosaurs ever, and, you know.
Still there. They're wandering around.
That's why the Stampede's so popular. You get to see live dinosaurs.
You can ride it to guys.
You can get yourself a piece of fry bread, but it's 7,000 calories, and see a real dinosaur. The first tracings of dinosaurs in Missouri were found in the 1940s. I didn't know that. On the Chronister family's property where they were digging a well. In October, nearly 60 years later, another set of fossils from the same species were uncovered about 50 feet away. Okay, guys, why didn't we excavate the whole area?
Not enough money.
Maybe not enough money. Relatively primitive duck-billed dinosaurs. So it's a friendly dinosaur. Yeah.
Like a platypus.
Whenever you find a locality in the Midwest or Eastern North America, you're getting multiple dinosaur skeletons coming out of one site. It's really a windfall with almost no parallels, so-and-so said. Fossils in Missouri are rare. Right. Now, my mom will tell you that you can find all the Indian things you want. Arrowheads. Her and Jeff Foxworthy should have gotten married. That's all they do in their free time is go look for arrowheads. Fossils, they're rare. Missouri, the Chronister site, a couple dozen acres woodland located near Bollinger County in Missouri, is the only place fossils have been found in Missouri. So only one spot. So that means they just passed through. Most dinosaurs in the United States have been found in the West, so they're the most eastern.
Right.
No one thought there were any dinosaurs in Missouri. No one, meaning this lady.
Right.
Nobody told me that.
No.
It's just unheard of to find dinosaur fossils in this part of the country.
Wow.
Yep, they also found several turtle fossils, and which paint a fuller picture of the ancient ecosystem. But they're huge, and they're a crazy-looking thing. They look like a giant duck dinosaur. It's hard to explain what they look like, ducks.
Right.
Of course, the ones there wouldn't be that terrifying. You walk out and go, oh, there's a giant Donald Duck that's also a dinosaur out in the front yard. Okay.
Giant platypus.
This is coming, and then we'll finish with Nostradamus. Okay. He's such an uplifting guy.
Good beard, though.
The world's first floating city is coming to South Korea. 2025. 2025. Waterworld.
Come on.
I'm serious. It's starting. These South Koreans don't fuck around.
I know. I've seen their leader.
No. You're thinking of Kim Jong.
No, that's North
He's
Korea.
North Korea.
I know.
He's lost a lot more weight, too. You should see him. He looks like a totally different person. He's super skinny. I don't know what happened. Yeah. The world's first floating city will be built off South Korea by 2025 as a way for humanity to survive rising sea levels. Boy, I don't know. I'll tell you all about it. I'm going to read this, but I don't know if I would want to live like this. But it's also because I'm old school and I've already lived the other way.
Right.
Like if you were born here, you wouldn't know.
Right.
Hey, man, there used to be land everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, they look at them getting ahead of it, though. Backed by the United Nations.
Really?
This is not a joke. The floating city built off the coast of the city of Busan, B-U-S-A-N, I don't know. Busan. Will be a flood-proof infrastructure comprised of several human-made islands that all rise with the sea to eliminate the risk of flooding. I'm going to say this before I even keep reading. I've read this, but I still don't think any of this makes me feel safe against a hurricane. No. Or a tsunami.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Maybe they have plans. The self-sufficient city will generate electricity from solar panels atop buildings, produce its own food and fresh water, and ferry inhabitants between the islands on futuristic pod boats. It could also withstand natural disasters, including floods, tsunamis, Cat 5 hurricanes, as its floating platforms will be anchored to the sea floor. Wow. I still don't see. It's like ripping an eraser off a pencil. Even if the pencil is in the ground, I don't know. Construction of the floating city, estimated to cost $200 million, will commence soon thanks to the historic agreement signed by the Busan Metro City of the Republic of Korea and the UN Habitat New York designers Oceanix. I've heard of Oceanix. They have their own Twitter site and all that stuff. I've seen it. It remains unclear whether residents will be charged to live there or how much the rent might cost.
A lot.
No, I say let people live. They're the guinea pigs. Oh, I ain't paying. No. Somebody's got to live there for a good 20 years. Let me know.
20 years?
Yeah, 20.
Oh, my God.
How's the electric? How's your shower? I would treat it like I was going to apartment shopping. Is there hardwood above you? Do I hear shit?
Tube trash pickup.
How's the water pressure all in all? How about hot water? How many showers in a row? 1, 2? What if I get out of the lake and there's 6 people here? I know I'm not going first, and then you find out. No, it's a no. You need to pay people to live there first. Artist impressions of the floating city off the coast of Busan, South Korea. There's a picture of it. The city will consist of a network of islands that inhabitants can access using paddle boats. Oh, I love the boat they've pictured. Looks like a tiny pontoon with a Jetsons thing instead of a pontoon. You have pontoons and like a Jetson. It's got all glass and then like my driver's. I can drive. Oh, I like that. I'd rather live in that. Wow. Where's that go? Energy source, solar. Capacity, 10,000 residents on 75 hectares. This lady doesn't know what a hectare is, but whatever. The projected cost, see if the giggle machine will do that. Projected cost, $200 million. That's not that much. $200 million to build a giant floating city that can handle 10,000 people? That's too cheap.
1 hectare?
1 hectare.
Is 0.004 square miles.
That didn't help me. Paddles.
Well, that's all I got.
All right.
Yep.
Completion date, 2025. We look forward to developing climate adaptation and nature-based solutions through floating city concept. And Busan is the ideal choice to deploy the prototype.
Hey,
what?
A hectare is 2.5 acres.
Okay, so 75 hectares, so it's 150 acres. Thank you. Well done.
Yep.
I can do timesies.
Sometimes.
Only if I've seen them on a crab's table.
Sometimes.
Each island will be hexagonal in shape and contain a limestone coating that's 2 to 3 times harder than concrete, but still buoyant. Cages under each platform can be used to keep scallops, kelp, or other seafood, while waste from the fish could be used to fertilize plants. Okay, this already sounds too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Inhabitants, here's why I don't want to go, will have to live off primarily plant-based diet, Oceanix says, which will reduce strain on space, energy, and water resources. You know somebody's bringing chickens. Okay? Because you know who would be? This lady.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my chickens to be quiet. Give them a little melatonin. Just
For life.
yeah, for life. Still, you should have eggs. Organic produce will be efficiently grown in aeroponic and aquaponic systems, complemented by traditional outdoor farms and greenhouses. Aeroponics involves growing plants in the air or mist environment without the use of soil. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I was going to say I've seen it in Westin hotels where they have plants on the wall, but I think there's dirt up there too. Yeah, I think it's a little dirt. They're going to use locally sourced materials, including fast-growing bamboo that has 6 times the strength of steel and a negative carbon footprint.
Wow.
All right. I don't like the idea of having to get scallops out from underneath my dock to have breakfast. 200 million. It's going to be, it doesn't sound, oh, wow. Summers are often hot and muggy, so the building's roofs will maximize shaded areas on the inside, providing comfort and lowering cooling costs while maximizing roof area for solar capture. The size of the city is yet to be decided, but the larger villages covering 75 hectares could accommodate up to 10,000 people. We already know that. We already know the diet. Sea levels are rising around the world at an alarming rate. They are, but I just see people moving into the middle until water world is necessary. I give the Koreans tiny applause breaks for trying this. Somebody's got to try. We got to start because eventually that's what people are going to have to live out there. Yeah. Eventually. They might be jumping the gun a little bit, but hey, whatever. I don't know if there's anything else that's interesting of that, but that's not a lot of land. Well, it's a tiny start. It's a tiny town. It's a tiny town that lives on the water. And I don't know, there's some places in Vietnam and stuff I've seen on River Monsters where they kind of already do that. They already kind of live on the water in floating devices. I love River Monsters. I love that guy. He's great. All right, termites. Oh, what are we watching, by the way? Yellowstone is getting... Oh, my God. Now he went into town, and he stopped... I do love Kevin Costner, but he stopped a robbery at the diner and just killed a shitload of people. Like, there's no one left. They're going to have to kill each other in the final episode. He's going to have to shoot his daughter, or his daughter's going to have to shoot him in the face. It's so ridiculous, but so great. And then I started 1883... Love, and Sam, what's it? I can't think. Sam Elliott, he's great. He's so awesome. And Tim McGraw is beyond great, especially for like a country singer. I just thought, well, as long as you're passable. And Faith Hill is great. Yeah. Tim is super duper great. Faith is super great. Yep. But I think just because he has a beard and shit, they're the only two actors though that I've ever been aware of that had to get sent to hair and makeup to look uglier. Like, we all go, like, somebody sends me in and go, could you do something with that lady? Make her presentable. She's very white and pink, and just make her look normal. I go to hair and makeup to look presentable. They have to take them in there and go, oh, Faith Hill especially, you're too hot. You don't look like a pioneer lady that's ridden 1,000 miles in a shitty covered wagon. I wonder if they just, like, throw dirt in her face in the makeup trailer. Here you go. No. It's really good. And then Lewis told me to watch Landscapers, because I love Olivia Colman, and I do love Olivia Colman, and she's always great, and she's great in this, but it is a little weird, and it's slow moving. You just have to have a lot of time. I still like it. I'm not naysaying it, but like 1883, you're like, next episode. Landscapers, you're like, I wish this is where my American side comes in. It's a little too Euro that we're going to take our sweet-ass time. I want Law and Order. Come on, bitches. Let's get to it. Exactly. This is not a get to it. This is she's super weird. He's super weird. I don't know. And then a podcast I'm going to tell you guys about. Well, come on, in the car, who doesn't want to listen to Dateline, right? Only the Keith Morrison. Well, there's a lady I like, and Josh Mankiewicz I like. I forget the lady's name. But anyway, there's one called The Thing About Pam. That Thing About Pam, or The Thing About Pam. That Thing About Pam. Pam. Wow. Yeah. It's a 6 episode deal, and it takes place in Missouri, and I know exactly where all these places are because my cousins live in O'Fallon, and then we have like hunting thing up by Troy and Hannibal. But anyway, it doesn't matter that's in Missouri. That was just an extra perk for me because I'm like, oh my God, I know exactly where that is. But it's just a great Dateline, and it's 6 episodes, and there you go. It's fun. So we're going to do, here's what Nostradamus has to say. I like how this guy wrote this article, or lady wrote this article. Who wrote this? Rita, R-E-D-A. I guess, I don't know. Who cares? The French plague doctor, Nostradamus, and astrologer and seer published his famous and widely quoted book, Les Prophéties, in 1555. I didn't realize that. I knew it was in the 1500s, but I didn't know. That's quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Chock full of poetic predictions, the book foretells of coming wars, natural disasters, assassinations, nuclear attacks, and revolutions, aptly referred to as the prophet of doom by his contemporaries. Can you imagine being his contemporary and go, that guy is so negative? Have you seen him at the bar? God damn, every week he's like, oh no, man, I see another war. Shut up. We're lucky we have beer. It's 15:55. Quiet. God dang, negative Nancy. Nostradamus was far from sunny in his future outlook, inspired by biblical texts and his own plague chime trauma, because he was around during the plague. His prose is heavy with words like famine, blood, sorrow, and fire. But it mostly reads like a bedtime story written by a Norwegian black metal band.
Yeah.
I don't know who wrote this article, but it's funny. I like it too. Much of the high on fumes oracle at Delphi, Nostradamus' predictions are intentionally vague and open to a myriad of interpretations. In 2021, he alluded to the onset of the zombie apocalypse, writing few young people half dead to give a start. Bleak, right? Wow. Now, I will say, when COVID started and it was super bad and nobody really knew what was going on, you were keeping your distance from other people like they're zombies. True. I mean, it's the only time in my life I've ever, thought about it and thought, shit, here comes people, like on this walking trail. I'm going to go the other way to get away from the people, So I don't think that's too far off. Not if you consider the possibility of Nostradamus warning us that young folks are not really living, but simply existing. More Matthew McConaughey pep talk than certain quasi-death, right? He also prophesied that 2021 would be a world-ending asteroid. Well, strike one. That so far has yet to make an impact. Well, there's still time. As of me saying this, not by the time you guys hear it. If you guys hear it, we cleared the hurdle. Right. But as of right now. So it is with a pocket full of dread and a thimble full of skepticism we take a look at what the bearded harbinger of ruin forecast for 2022. Oh, boy. He predicted that inflation and starvation will befall us in 2022, writing, so high the price of wheat that man is stirred his fellow man to eat in his despair. So we're going to become cannibals. Great. He's going to be wrong about 2022 because I have enough shit in this house, including those gummy bears. I can make it through a year. You're good. Before I have to eat with a neighbor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm moving in. You gotta share. An essential human truth is that people get hungry and when they get mean. And with U.S. inflation at the highest it's been in nearly 4 decades, Nostradamus warning proves so far not true. No word on whether the rising price of wheat inspired this guy or this guy's about to take a bite out of their fellow man. Maybe he meant beer. Well, beer's the same price. Wheat beer? It's the same. I haven't noticed anything crazy. This is funny. Nostradamus wrote, this is about 2022. This is why, I give him a little credit, but not a lot. The moon in the full of night over the high mountain, the new sage with a lone brain sees it, by his disciples invited to be immortal. Eyes to the south, hands in the bosom, bodies in the fire. This guy wrote, well, these could easily be confused with Bjork lyrics. That passage appears to reference the escalation of artificial intelligence. Cue Elon Musk, Times Magazine Person of the Year. Do you know Times Magazine Person of the Year? What a piece of shit, too. It should have been like Dolly Parton or people that do good things. Right. I don't care. It doesn't have to be her. Betty White. Yep. All she's done is, and she's going to be 100. Yep. And she's done nothing but great things for animals. That's her thing. She's an animal person. Whatever. She brings nothing but joy to people, Betty White. And because he's friends with the owner of Time Magazine. How disgusting is that? Yeah, I found out. I read it. I'm like, really? It's all bought and paid for. Except this podcast, God damn it. No. Nobody owns me here. Not Duke's, you don't own me. Ken's Ranch, you don't own me, even though you got 5 stars. Bud Light, I'd like you to own me. Even though I have a Miller Lite right here. Because somebody, I'll say his name, my friend Brian, I asked if he could stop by and bring my trash cans in and told him there'd be a free beer in the mini fridge. And I returned, and my beer fridge is now empty. Yeah. Wow. I'm like, you don't get the whole fridge because you brought in 2 trash cans. No.
No, that's a party.
Yeah, I think you have
I've seen
2
your
people
beer
with
fridge.
them. It's fine.
It's a real food.
Further evidence that man is destined to be overtaken by immortal machines can be found in the teachings of the aesthetic prophet Jared Leto.
Oh, no.
This guy's funny. Interesting. Crypto. He goes into crypto. Nostradamus he nods to the rise of cryptocurrency in the year ahead. The copies of this is his quote. The copies of gold and silver inflated, which after the theft were thrown into the lake at the discovery that all is exhausted and dissipated by debt, all scripts and bonds will be wiped out. And then what enters? My doggy coin. While Nostradamus' predictions tend to land more near the bank than bank on the money, gold is currently surging, and a wave of Silicon Valley's engineers and executives are leaving their high-level positions to join forces with crypto startups. The whole LA arena, which used to be the Staples Center, is now crypto.com or crypto world or whatever. Coincidence or prophecy confirmed? We will bait with Bitcoin and bated breath. I like the author. She's an astrologer.
Really?
She's also an accomplished writer. Yeah, she's written. She loves dive bars, Cuban Airbnbs, and the weirdest foods available abroad. Good for you, Rita. All right, termites. Well, I hope you have a very good New Year's Eve. I'll be doing nothing, which is what I love. Watching whatever's on TV. Probably, I don't know how many more 1883s there are. I think I'm out. Paramount Plus. I don't like it when you don't release the whole thing. Give the addicts what we want. I gotta sit here like it's fucking 1985 and wait for, when's Dallas coming on again? It's Friday? Friday at 7? Okay, I'll be sure I take off work.
Oh, that sounds great.
I don't want don't feed me slowly. Just give it to the addicts. People that have self-control will take their time watching it. Those of us that have addictive personalities, I'll be able to binge it. Especially now I have time. I have a week off. It's never going to happen again until, I don't even know.
Where are you going next?
I'm going to...
Maybe. Allegedly. We're
Alleg-
alleged shows.
Allegedly, I am going to the City of Angels to do the Kelly Clarkson show. Don't ask me when that will air. I have no idea. No one tells me anything. I'll find out. I have to find a shirt first.
Shirt, specifically.
I need a shirt. I have jeans and a jacket. I need a shirt. I have plenty of shoes. They all hurt my feet. It doesn't matter. Unless I went on there in Uggs, everything else is going to hurt my feet. Then I'm going to Cleveland. Then I'm going to Columbus, and a termite told me about this thing, much like the Nashville Immerse Van Gogh. Well, the Immerse Van Gogh's been everywhere, but I'm going to see that in Nashville. But there's another one called Otherworldly.
That sounds cool.
I know. So thank you, termite, whoever sent me that. And then Pittsburgh. It said on the website Munhall. A lot of people don't know that means it's just near Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh. And my friend Bill Crawford, who, if he hasn't killed himself after the last Steeler performance, God damn it, I bet on them. They got 11 points. I'm like, yeah, the Steelers can cover that. No. He'll be the other comedian on those shows.
It's your fantasy playoff weekend.
And then I don't know where I go after that. Detroit. I'm going up to Detroit. But there's something in between that. There's a weekend in between that with 2 places.
You were so checked out of work. San Antonio and Houston.
Oh, San Antonio and Houston. Ninfa's in Houston. And then my place in San Antonio, I do not know the name. And they have a painting of Frida drinking a margarita.
You said you want to release that.
I don't want to release that name because then it'll get people. Well, I will tell the termites.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I never like to say it on stage because then people just go there for I like it. I like the fact that it's crowded, fun crowded, but never like you don't have to wait. And I can always sit at the bar. There's always a seat at the bar for me and the other comic. It's great. They have music.
Maybe Niagara Falls.
And the Alamo. I could spend all day at the Alamo. I've spent many of my days at the Alamo. There's so much if you're an information vampire, I'm not. My friend Drew's a super information vampire. I'm my mini information vampire. It's just a wonderful place, the Alamo. You can learn so much.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls on the Canadian side, that depends on if super sexy Justin Trudeau's letting me in. Yeah. I don't know. I'm willing. Just saying.
We'll let it come over.
And then I don't know. I mean, do termites want to? I don't know. Do termites want to come to shows where you have to wear a mask? What if the bar's not open? This is what I'm getting tired of with the COVID bullshit. People saying, well, we just have to get back to living. Yes, I'm all about it. Let's get back to living. But having a show without a bar open, it's not as fun. No. And even if you just want a soda or water or something.
Or a shot.
It's because now we've turned my comedy show into a college lecture. And I should be talking about dolphins. Or maybe I'll be talking about revenge monkeys. I can think of a goddamn topic that's serious. I like revenge monkeys better. Pompeii and revenge monkeys. Two-parter thing. Yeah. Whichever you like best. You can come in late or leave early. Because I like leaving late or getting early. Whatever. And then Detroit. And then...
Durham and Charlotte.
Where in Charlotte? Durham and Charlotte. Yeah. Those are already almost sold out. Thank you, termites. Thank you. Thank you. Very excited about Durham because of the barbecue. And then Denver, taping a special at the Paramount. I guess. I hope. I don't know. And then St. Louis. My parents are not returning from Florida for my show. I go, well, we'll see so-and-so at the show. They're like, we're not going to be there. And they just walk away. I'm like, oh, right, you're saying, I don't care either which way. It's fine with me. They've seen me enough times. Really, they didn't really need to see me at all. I could just do it in the backseat of their car. Here's my skit. Ready, set, go. And then my mom will go, and then my dad will go, Vicky, I can't believe you laughed at that one.
Are you ready for your fantasy football playoffs?
I'm ready for the playoffs. I played Lewis twice, and he won last week because I forgot to put somebody in. I was too busy with Christmas, and I forgot. This guy got on injured reserve, and I didn't see it. And so James Conner on Arizona, I didn't know that was happening. I was too busy to pay attention. So
Are you ready? Do you have strategy?
I failed. No, I have no strategy, but I think my guys are good enough to kick his ass this week. And I replaced the guy on injured reserve, and I have one dirty bird on COVID. My God. Yeah. All right, termites. You're still in holiday termite mood, even when you hear this. You don't have to be a holiday termite after this episode. I will take the tree down. Yep. Moving on to Valentine's Day. Or as people that me and my friend Bob have a joke about, I won't say what person says Valentine's. What? Yep. He also says supposedly. So sometimes I'll call my friend Bob.
How old is he?
At 50. Sometimes I'll call my friend Bob for just in the middle of the day because he has a real job. And go, Bob, it's me, Kathleen. Supposedly, it's Valentine's Day. And then I hang up. I just hang up.
Thank you. Wow.
I think in my mind, if he's having a bad day, that makes him laugh for just 1.5 seconds.
Right.
And then it's over. And then he probably gets irritated that I did it. I don't even know. I've never asked because I don't need permission to be a jackass. All right, termites, be good termites, be holiday termites, be helpful hamsters. And
I'm a helpful hamster.
What?
I am a helpful
You're a helpful hamster.
I want some Duke's mayonnaise.
It's really good. It may be my new favorite.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, I got to get into it more than just a cracker. I need to put it on ham and a piece of white bread, and then I'll really vote.
It's a meal.
Yeah, exactly. All right, termites, be your best selves. Night-night, termites.